Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution. Look at this, clean shaven. Good morning. We're only 2.5 hours late. Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1511. I'm late for a couple different reasons. Number one, I was up late on eBay Live. I think I finished up at about 11:15. Uh, went upstairs, took Ernie out. My wife came home. She flew in. She was in New Mexico the last few days. Then I couldn't get to sleep. I've had, starting yesterday, I started getting like a scratchy throat. And I'm pretty sure it's allergies. We have, I think it's a cottonwood tree that just sheds this time of year. And apparently I think I'm allergic to whatever that is. So I'm still dealing with like a raspy throat. Didn't get much sleep because of that, and decided I'm sleeping my ass in this morning. So here we are. Probably going to be a quick one today. After all, I did talk for 4 hours on eBay Live last night. It was a good show last night. It's take a drink. eBay Live is, I love when I'm doing well, obviously, and it does suck when stuff isn't selling. I get why people try whatnot, don't have success, and say this sucks, because it's you put time into it, and if it doesn't sell at all, or if stuff's selling for way under, but you just have to bear through it. Now, fortunately, I've had a platform on eBay Live where there's not much competition yet. There will be, which is why I'm pushing myself to do multiple shows. I'd love to get to I think, well, let's see. We'll go Sunday to Saturday. So I did 2, 3, 4. So I'm at 4 already. Now, I'm not going to do anything today because I've got a lot of shipping. Tomorrow's 4th of July. I may sneak on at some point, and then I definitely will go on Saturday. So I guess that would be 5 shows in a week if I do Saturday. And then definitely on Sunday. So it's what's interesting is it's really slow to start. And so that's why I don't put, like, I'm not going to start with a, Mark McGuire Team USA or 84 Donruss Don Mattingly or a unopened 1983 Topps football pack. It's like, let's wait. And so it is a little slow at first. That could also be, I'm putting some of the lesser stuff that's not, and then all of a sudden it's like, then you put some stuff up and it's almost a question of, is it the chicken or the egg? Which came first? Is it the chicken or the egg? In terms of, is there not bidding because it's not good stuff, or is there not bidding because it's early and there's not people in the room yet? And then I think it's a little bit of both. And then all of a sudden I'll throw in like a 1980 Topps Nolan Ryan sold for $30. It's like, wait, what? I think there were a couple auctions last night that I put it on extended bidding to leave the room. I think I'm doing myself a disfavor. Is that correct? Disfavor by doing sudden death, because I've noticed a lot of the random stuff that I put on extended bidding will sell for a lot higher than they would on sudden death. A disservice, I think, is the term I'm looking for. But it's interesting. But thank you, Max. Disservice, disfavor. Is disfavor even a word? I don't think so. But it is interesting, feeling this out. And I'm still new at this. Like, it's been 2 months, a little over 2 months. But it's been highly successful. And I just checked my numbers this morning. My year-over-year sales up 147%, which is just, I was struck right before I started eBay Live, my year-over-year was 15%, an increase of 15%. My goal was 40. I may have to adjust mid-year. I may have to adjust that goal. It's like, okay. And I have, I'm not, if I end the year at 40% year-over-year sales, I will be highly disappointed, because now it's like, well, can I get to 240%? And if I keep having nights like last night, absolutely. So yeah, all of my numbers are up. My volume is up, which is like I've got to, where's 608 at? I need to give you a call. I need some shipping help. My average sales price up 51%, quantities up 25%. So it's fun. I've also learned at least in I think every platform is going to be different. Every room is going to be different. What I've learned in my experience on my channel on eBay Live, take a drink, is variety is king. There's Cody. Cody, I may need to hire you. And what I mean by that, not by hiring Cody, what I mean by variety is take for example Caitlin. This is the perfect example. I didn't have Caitlin Clark. It's supply and demand, and there's so much demand that when you throw that first little carrot out, it's ants on a piece of sugar, and all of a sudden you throw a second little nugget out, and there's less ants, and then the third, less and less and less, and now the other night I think I was selling Caitlin Clarks for like $1, where I was buying them for $3. But I've also sold some for 20 to 30. I think the first one sold for like 35, 40. But it's that variety. And I think that helped last night. And with not just singles, because it kind of gets stale. Like, oh, here's another 1980 Tops. Here's another 1984 Donruss. Now, I'm going to keep throwing 84 Donruss when singles are selling for $10 a pop. Yeah, absolutely. But let's spice it up. We did some packs. I think somebody asked. Unicorn says, "Did you sell any packs?" I sold packs. And again, that's going to go back to the whole supply and demand. Where so the Caitlin Clark first one sold for like 35. One might have even hit $50. They were all paid for. Then they were selling for like 20. And now I bought so many Caitlin Clark cards. Now they're selling for like as low as $1. And again, remember, I bought them for $3, but you got to take into account many of them have sold for $10 plus, some $20 plus. If I sell a few at $1, I'm okay. But the Caitlin Clark, the packs last night, 19, I had a couple people like, when's the packs? And it's like, okay, I've got at least 2 people that want packs. And of course, there's other people that are a little wiser when it comes to what they want in the chat. They're hiding under a coat of darkness because they don't want other people like, oh, well, he wants it, I want it too, because that can drive, you can drive your own competition. So I'm like, all right, let's throw an 83 Tops pack, 83 Tops football unopened pack. And it sold for, I think, $35. And, you know, that's 15 to 20. You can go on eBay right now and buy them for $20. There might be some as low as 15. So, and I even mentioned that. I'm like, well, or I might have mentioned it yesterday. It's like, if the first one sells for $5, I'm not going to run anymore. The first one sells for 35, we're going to keep running them. And once I reach that, okay, if they start selling for $10, and I think $10 was kind of last night, just reading the room, $10 was kind of that point where it's like, okay, if one of these packs hits $10, no more packs. You know, this one will go for 10, and then we're going to wait to run more. But I think 15 was the floor on those packs. Ceiling was 35, floor was 15. I think that's pretty good. And I ended up selling, probably 10 to 12 of those packs. I think I had, how many did I have? Did I have 12 packs? 12, and I only have 3 left, and then I opened one yesterday, 4, so I sold 8. I think I sold 8 packs yesterday. I was selling these. These were going for about $3 each. Just packs of stickers, and I have boxes. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there's some. Move other arm. There you go. There's like 4 or 5 boxes. I sold a box. The box ended up going, pretty cheap. I think the box sold for maybe 40. But there was about, I don't think it was a complete 100 count box, but probably 80 to 90 packs in there. Sold for 40, so 50 cents for an entire box. I sold 2 unopened boxes of 88 Donruss. 88 Donruss, like the junkiest of the junk wax. Those went for like 35 each. What else did I sell? I sold a complete 82 Donruss Diamond King set. Sold for like 30 some dollars. So there was just some random stuff. I've got tons of these cases. I don't think this is the complete sticker set, but I'll throw that out again. I still have boxes in my car from this collection. This is all from the collection and that I picked up 2 days ago. And I know there's a Madison Muskie set with Jose Canseco in one of these tubs and boxes, but I just haven't found it yet. I haven't gone through everything. So I didn't even open the, let's see, I think I still have an 82 top set that I haven't opened yet. 83, 84 top sets that I haven't opened yet. I think there's another 84 Donruss that I haven't dug into. I think there's an 84 Fleer set. There's an 83 Fleer set that I haven't opened. I think there's another 82 Fleer set that I haven't opened. So there's a lot of stuff. Player lots. I was putting together. People were like, put a lot together. People love lots. And I do too, because I can put together 10 cards that like, these are going to sell for like $1. I mean, sometimes they might sell for 5 or 10. But for the most part, these are like, essentially they're quarter cards in my eyes. Although some of this stuff, it's like, I think they've graduated based on my results, especially even on eBay, buy it now. They've surpassed what I would put in a quarter box. But I think I sold some lots for like $25, 10 card lot, over $2 a card. It's like, okay, I'll take it. So I've got a sneeze coming on. I think it's definitely allergies messing with me. So 80s night, highly successful. There was also enough. I don't have enough I don't have enough 70s. But I think I can put together enough vintage to do a vintage night. The only thing lacking last night was, I had sealed wax, I had packs, I had sets, lots, singles. The only thing missing was slabs. I had 1 slab. The only 80 slab I had left was the 84 Donruss Strawberry. I think it sold for 40. I paid 15 for it. So that was a good flip. So I'll probably do in the future, and it won't be any time in the next week, because I'll have to do some sourcing for vintage. I have some vintage that I'm just sitting on because vintage doesn't do well, but maybe if I do a special night of it, maybe I'll get a little bit of action. But like I've got some Ozzie Smith rookies. There was more 70s in this collection I bought than I thought there was going to be. There was even some 50s, and I found a box. I was going through some random boxes yesterday. There's a couple Warren Spahns. There was like a 58 and a 54, I think. So some decent. Now they're pretty beat up. So we'll see. Let's go to the chat. I'm going to try to keep this at like 30 minutes today because it's already 9:45 and I need coffee. I also need I need to do a lot of shipping. So how many orders do I have to ship? By the way, on eBay Live, 50% of buyers are now, I wouldn't say opted in. eBay forced them in to automatic payment, which I love. It really tampers down the non-pay. Because I was starting to have some issues with non-payment. I've had a couple like $200 plus orders not get paid for, which is a real bitch. So I've actually got one I've got an unpaid order that's over $200 that's been sitting for a few days. So yeah, that I'm very happy with that. Yeah, a $233 order that didn't get paid. I know I had like $150 or $175 order. Here's a $108 order that's not going to get paid. I'm sitting on a $229 that's from last Saturday. I have a feeling that's not going to get paid. So I'm glad that eBay is doing the automatic payment. It's for like 50%, and I don't know how they chose. I think it was just they drew straws. So I know one of my Sunflower, he's in here sometimes. He's been a great customer of mine, and he would be one of the last on the list that I would say, yeah, put him on automatic payment. He would be the last. And then there's others that are like, I don't know who this is, but doesn't mean they're not good customers, good buyers, but I don't know them. Unicorn says, finally, LOL. Good morning ish. Yeah, it's hell. It's it's only 10:48 on the East Coast, so we're still doing okay. We sold packs. Andy Mack, good morning. Disservice was that word I was looking for. Let's see. Jordan says live sells will do that for you. Yeah, isn't it crazy? I mean, it's its own living organism. I've enjoyed it immensely. Cody's in the house. Good morning. Unicorn says, obviously you have the memories from the streams. However, have you ever rewatched your eBay live streams to examine the dynamics of why cards have gone for more or less than you thought? No. Based on the crowd or chat at the time. So, no, first off, I hate listening to myself. I mean, and I have a radio background where you have to listen to yourself. But in that sense, it was easier for me to listen. When I was in radio, it was a lot easier for me to listen to myself doing interviews and doing play-by-play. Doing more like this, I could not listen to myself when I was on the morning show. I had to, and I hated it. Just in casual, like this is casual conversation. I hated listening to myself just talk. But if it was play-by-play, if it was an interview, I could handle it. Maybe it's because I didn't recognize my own voice. So no, I have not gone back to watch my live streams. But I do take mental note of why I do a pretty good job. I feel I have a pretty good grasp on acknowledging, reading the room, and just kind of paying attention and understanding why what is happening for the most part. Obviously, there's like outliers. Like, okay, last night, for example, there were a couple, and I think what happens when some stuff sells for higher, I think in a live setting, Jordan's been doing live selling on Whatnot and doing a lot more live selling than I have. So I'd like to get his thoughts on this. But I feel that in some instances, when cards sell for above comps, I don't necessarily think it's because two people wanted them. I think it's because one person didn't want the other person to have it. And I think sometimes it's that. I think it's they see somebody winning a lot of auctions and they want, just out of spite or just it's a game for them, they want to bid up. This is also where cancellations and non-payments come in, because sometimes they try to bid up the other person and they lose and they have to pay. And so hopefully those people that F around and find out are part of the instant payment crew. I definitely, and then there are other instances when like Chipper Jones rookies sell for, now I know who the Braves fans are, and I had some Dale Murphy stuff, but I didn't have, I think one of my Braves buyers was in there, but there was a couple others that were not. So my Brave stuff didn't sell for as high as it has in the past with like the Chipper Jones rookies. So I think there's a combination. There's multiple facets. It really truly is a living organism. And every stream, I mean, every stream just on my own channel is going to be different. Every stream on the next person's is going to be different, and so on and so forth. I have a different audience than the next person. Baseball Card Exchange crushes it on vintage. Mine suck. My sales on vintage suck, but I get great return on 91 Upper Deck Chipper Jones and other just random stuff. And I think it's all a part of the audience. Jody's with us. Good morning. Unicorn says, oh, wait, we hit that. Sheena, good morning. He's visiting the guys at Bonsai. Tell Brad and the crew I said hello. Awesome. Civic, what's going on? Do you still use the 7030 to scan with? I use the 8170. I've been using the 8170 for a while now. Man, it's been 2 years. No, it's been almost 3 years of using the 8170. Because I got the 8170. We were still in the old house, and we've been here for 2 years now. And it was probably the summer before. I bet I've had the 8170 for 3 years. Welcome back, Civic. Where have you been? Jordan says, the lawnmower man's here. Jordan says, yes, you never ask. What day is today? Is today Thursday? Gem City, good afternoon. Yeah, I know, a little late this morning. TD, good morning. The 8170. There you go, Jordan. Unicorn Cupcake says, money. Civic says, oh, thank you, Jordan. What a good starter till I can drop a stack. Jordan says, your phone. There you go. That's the best answer. That's true. I would not recommend, if first off, save your money. If you can't afford a scanner right now, save your money. Do not cheap out and try to buy a cheap scanner. You can get a 7030. I think 7030s are great. And you can get them refurbished for like $250. So just save up to $250, find a refurbished on eBay or Amazon, and a 7030 will work just fine. Otherwise, use your phone. Don't try to cheap out and use other scanners. I know there's some other options. Maybe some people in the chat, maybe there's another line of scanners that they use that are fast. But the only ones I can honestly recommend are the 7030, 7160, and the 8170 from Ricoh, or older models would be under the Fujitsu model. In fact, my 8170 is a Fujitsu. Maybe it's a collector's item now, because they didn't make too many Fujitsu 8170s, because they shortly after they put these out, they were bought by Ricoh. Dystemics in the house. Good morning. Unicorn says, I got stupid and bought a box of 1986 Topps jumbo packs for $175. Wasn't even a live or auction. Damn you, beer. Sometimes that happens. I don't know anything about the Epson ES400. But maybe somebody else in the chat does. George, what's happening? Gem City says, beaters deserve love too. DiMaggio. Jordan says, that's a bunch of no payments. Yeah, it's a bit. The first probably month I didn't have really the non-payments I had in the first month were like one-off orders of like $2. And then all of a sudden I got like my first non-payment of like $175, and it's like, you bitch. And then this one guy wanted to cancel. It was like 25 items he won. And I've just been running the Steph Curry was a $71 non-payment. I've got a $108 one, was the Caitlin Clark slab that went for $100. So there'll be a Caitlin Clark slab coming soon, because it's going to get canceled for non-payment. Mikey, yes. Your package did arrive safely. I think I put a couple, the Jerry Rice rookie I put on live last night. Actually, I put a bunch of the 86 football and the 85 football, which did well. Some of the 86, the 85, I was really shocked at some of the 85 results. But the Elway only went for $2. The 85 Elway, which I was shocked by how low that went, based on some of the other sales during the night. The Marino went for $4, but then like the 86 Reggie White rookie sold for like $20, I think. The rice went for about 50. What else? The Steve Young went for a crazy hype. I think the Steve Young sold for like 30. Or no, it wasn't 30. I think maybe it was 20. But I sold a Steve Young rookie a few shows ago for like 3. So that's live selling for you. So I think that might have been the only. What else did I have back there? Oh, and I sold the McGuire, the Team USA McGuire, which went for like 80, I think. It went for a high price. Just joining in. Unicorn says, trust me, I get the hate of listening to yourself. Yeah, it's Max in the house. What's going on? I'd assume there is a ton of shill bidding on live auctions too. I think so. Seen it myself in a few places. And not shill bidding where it's like the seller is having friends bid. It's, shill bidding is also people like strangers, shill bidding up an item. And I think that's happening in a lot of cases where stuff sells. I'm pretty certain that happened with the Caitlin Clark slab that, it's like, oh, I meant to bid $10. It's like, no, I don't think you did. Because it was already at 20 when you put that bid in. So I'm pretty sure that was, just a shill bid trying to prevent, or not prevent, but bid up. It's like, oh, this guy, he thinks he's got all the money. I'm going to prevent him, or I'm going to jack the price up for him. I think that happens a lot on all of the live selling platforms. Dystemic says, I've got a bid in on a Strom 1 of 1, and I see it's got an auto payment. Might be a good thing since I'm recovering from surgery and might be asleep when it ends in 3 hours. Well, hopefully you have a good recovery. Unicorn says, I bid people up on eBay after they outbid me, minimally. I pay if I win, but I rarely win. Sometimes I'm petty during auctions. See? There you go. It happens. Civic says, I'm way begoned. Jordan says, Max, yeah, in some rooms I'm in, you have mods bidding up one buyer because the price is too low. Interesting. That is interesting. That's Whatnot for you. It was a suggested vid. How I found you the first time. Oh, well, welcome in if it's your first time. Welcome back if it's not. Unicorn says, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the like and visit my eBay store. I'm up to my eyeballs in 90s hockey, learning a lot. I throw a lot of 90s hockey away. Because I need the boxes. Shame for shame. Yeah, I don't even know. This might have been a collection I bought like before COVID. And it had, and some of the hockey sets are small, so they're in like perfect like 400 count boxes, which are I need those. And it's like, oh, it's 91, 92 Upper Deck. There's nothing in here, and I just dump it out in the trash can and use the box. For shame. Civic says, is there a comparable scanner that doesn't cost $1,000 that can get the job done? I can take pictures of my high end. I just have thousands and thousands of low end stuff I want to post. Yeah, the 7030 you can get for $250, refurbished. But if you want the best model, it's not going to cost you $1,000. You can probably get 8170s now for. I mean, I've seen them for as low as 500. So, I mean, you're going to have to spend money to get it something good. Otherwise, if you spend $100 on a scanner, you're going to be highly disappointed. Tracy says, good morning. Surprised at how much some of those cards were going for. Good for you, but surprising. I'm surprising myself, but hey, I'll take it. And pretty much everything was paid for. Am I waiting on? Let's see. The stuff that's not paid for so far are all regulars that always pay. There was one that was getting bid up a lot that, and it looks like that was paid. So I'm not worried about it. Everything that's sold is from last night. just go through these again. Yeah, everything that sold last night's going to get paid. Because everything that's not paid for yet is from regulars. So how about that? I mean, there might have been one or two in there but nothing big. Like all the big items got paid for. Civic says I can afford one, just don't want to spend $900. I've heard Epson ES400 is good. I just don't. I just want to be able to use top loaders. Oh well, now you're going to have to go up to the 8170. Unless somebody else, Alex says I have an ES400 and love it. Can you do top loaders? Gem City says card slinger and phone is the cheapest scanner you can have. However, if you don't like to tinker, don't do that. Yeah. Good morning, Cooter. You are welcome. I heard if you take the wheel out, it works just fine with top loaders and everything. Mikey says, I hope the card's condition, you were happy with the condition. So far, so good. I haven't opened all the boxes, but so far everything looked good. Thank you, Mikey, for the deal. Max says, think people go back and check comps after winning. Seems like modern stuff gets unpaid. I'm trying to think of what so some of the ones that I remember, and I can look at some of my unpaid orders. So the Caitlin Clark slab, and I'm pretty sure that was somebody trying to bid up the other bidder. The Steph Curry, the 2012 Steph Curry red, which ended up selling it sold for 71, didn't get paid. I put it back up on, I think Sunday, it sold for like 45, which I was happy with 45. This $233 order was over 21 cards. And actually these were a bunch of 80s. This was actually a bunch of 80s stuff from a previous show. I know there was a lot of 89 Fleer basketball. Let's see. I'm pretty sure the Steph Curry was I went back because his reason for cancellation was I overbidded too much. That was verbatim. I overbidded too much because they probably went back and looked at comps and it wasn't a $70 card. Mikey says they looked sharp too for me for the most part. Yeah, I think the Jerry Rice had a little corner, but I think you mentioned that to me that it wasn't sharp. Alex says, yes, the top wheels you have to take out, then you'll be fine. And if you wipe it down, the white line goes away. There you go. Max says, no actual shill bidding. Like Jordan said, mods in higher end rooms bid shit up. Gem City says, I can confirm I have bid up people and found out. LOL. It's a dumb idea unless you really like the card. Right. Fuck around, find out. Alex says, wipe it every 30 cards or so. There you go. Good morning, Merle. Cooter says, what about the hockey children? It's actually surprising how many requests I get for hockey. Maybe I should start sourcing hockey. I have an 85-86 Topps hockey set with the Mario Lemieux rookie. I haven't been able to find. I've looked like 3 times. It's in a binder. It was in the Goodwill pallet. I just can't find it. I know it's around because I looked and I'm like, oh, I think this is an early Mario Lemieux card. And I looked it up. It's like, oh, this is a rookie. And there's another card there's another, I think, rookie in that set that's not as good as the Lemieux, but a decent. Gem City says, Pro Set has some sleepers and I found a few. I will end up burning some and using the boxes. Bo is doing a service like the moms decades back who threw out their children's baseball cards, creating scarcity, sort of. One set at a time. Mark, good morning. Orlando's here. What's happening? We're a little late this morning. Cody says, can definitely help. I'm so sorry for all the questions. No worries. That's what we're here for. If it weren't for the questions, I wouldn't have much to talk about. Mark says, I hate scanning with top loaders in the 8170 because it shows all the dirt from the top loader. Yeah, it's such a good scanner, and that's a double-edged sword. It's such a good scanner that it's going to scan all the imperfections of the top loader. So even brand new top loaders are going to have scratches and all that. So that's why I don't like scanning in top loaders, because it's going to, plus I don't keep my stuff in top loaders anyway. So 608 says, even with the hockey, Gem City says, I have a friend who has a return request for a $350 putter he sold in a live show on Whatnot. It was in the buy it now. I think some people just get beat when the wife finds the package. Mark says, Orlando, are you going to the Fort Lauderdale show this weekend? Merle says, a while back you showed how to get the list of card numbers for all Twins cards from TCDB for each year. I lost my notes on that. Can you possibly teach me again, please? You did it so fast. It was great. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can do that. All right. Where's my stream? All right. So we're going to, all right, go to TCDB. All right. We're going to minimize that, maximize this. All right. So go to, all right. You want 1970 tops. I did 1970 tops. Go to overview. Go to teams. Go to Minnesota Twins. There you go. And then you can, is it options? Click options, go to printable view. We're going to have to share this tab now. Let's just do medium. Go. And there you go. You can print it, save it as a PDF. There you go. There I am. Let's see. Unicorn Cupcake. There you go. Yes, I'm going to the show. Mark says, Orlando, I might go on Saturday. I'll shoot you a text. All right, I'm going to get going. I need coffee and shipping. Got to get some shipping done. Have a wonderful day. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit up my eBay store, 99centcards.com. I'm not sure when my next live will be. It's not going to be today. It might not be tomorrow, but it might be the next day. If I don't go on Friday, I'll go on Saturday. We'll see how things. 4th of July is throwing a real wrench in my week. Can we cancel the day? Can we make it not a holiday tomorrow? Everybody's like, no, we need my holiday. I need my day off. All right, I need it as a working day. I mean, I'll be working anyway, but. So I'll probably go live either Friday, 4th of July, or Saturday. So definitely Saturday if I don't go Friday, and then definitely Sunday. All right. Now I'm blabbering. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. And I don't know what time I'll be live tomorrow, but I will be live tomorrow morning. Just don't know what time. Sometime between 7 and 9:30. There you go. See you then.